I would like to start by asking you, who are you? Who is Bethany? Tell me who you are.
So I'm a local artist here in Calgary. I also enjoy doing community work, like organizing arts events and things like that to bring different social environments to Calgary. I'm also in a duo called Basque with my friend Sidharth Kataria, and we enjoy blending spoken word and music together.
Mm-hmm. So where do you get the people who contribute to the work that you're doing at the alcohol? Are these just community members who are interested in the arts?
Yeah, we target, it's open to all Calgarians, but we definitely currently are targeting people that are in the younger age demographic, like 15 to 35. But for us, it's just a space that people from all different walks of life can come and get more creative. And we hope to also provide platforms for artists or people that are just wanting to express themselves in a more like casual environment, and also like learn different skills if they're interested through workshops, and be able to do more collaborative art pieces with one another, and also enjoy showcases from local artists.
And why is that piece important to you?
I think that a lot of people that identify as Black have an interesting relationship with their hair. Those are what like a lot, like both of my pieces kind of are tied around. And I think that it's, for a long time growing up, it's, you're told to, or you feel more accepted if your hair is straightened and things like that. And even learning how to take care of your natural hair and being able to go out and about and feeling like confident in that is like a big part of what I feel like young Black people learn, especially living in a Western world. And I think that, it's just important to talk about how your hair, it's not unprofessional to wear your hair in a certain way. Like your hair, just the way it is great. And we should just be able to take care and put our hair the way we want it, and not feel like we need to judge one another just because we have certain textures and things like that.
Is that how you can explain how this impacts social or influences social change, positive social change in our communities?
Yeah, I think that hair speaks a lot to people. And I mean, there's other things you could look on into the piece of just like within just like confidence and things like that. And I think that in terms of like social change, there is a lot of double standards in terms of like what is accepted and what is not. And like a lot of times what wouldn't have been accepted on a Black person all of a sudden is like fashionable on a runway. And I think that people need to start realizing like what kind of social influences and cultural influences Black people had, and because without accepting those things or realizing those things, I don't think there will be like equity or equality and things like that.
How does this type of change influence the health of Black people?
I just think that it really changes your like perception of yourself and how you go onto the world. So if you don't feel like you're accepted just the way you are, I think that it can really affect you mentally. It could really change the way that you approach certain situations and where you feel comfortable. And so I just think that maybe not so much physical health, but definitely for your mental health, to be able to be accepted for who you are is extremely important wherever you go. Especially, if this is the place you call home, it's like, a lot of times it's an interesting thing of like, who's considered Canadian, all these things. And you could be born and raised here and try to do all these things and you might never be accepted. So you should just be able to fully accept yourself. And for a lot of Black people, I feel like it really does start with their hair, because I feel like that's one of the most visible things that you see on someone is their hair.
We're at it, maybe I'd like to ask you, what does Black History Month mean to you as a Black woman or as a person of color or person of African descent?
It's like a time that I feel like Black people can get together and celebrate, and hopefully be able to spark the conversations early in the year to continue them on throughout the rest of the year. And it's just a time that it's dedicated to just celebrate really, and really share stories and have dedicated time to be able to, talk about these things. So.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And thanks for really coming up with these pieces for us for this Black History Month.
Sounds good. That's awesome.
Okay.
Each piece tells an unimaginable story. The evolution of human life, a creature so fragile yet endures stories of generations who survive to pass down their victories of their ancestors. Each piece, a delicate reminder of our ancient histories, of our sacred discoveries, of our myths on how the creations came to be. Our natural crown, which changed to bitterness with the sight of a new crown. A disgrace, our delicate strands, the beat that shaped every braid, which rooted us to our ancestors, became public enemy number one. Each piece, subject to trial, subject to question, subject to lurking eyes, to confused hands, questioning our authenticity. Our ability, erasing the powerful, delicate nature of our crown. Say it loud, say it mad, without saying a sound is what they requested. But let their jaws drop as we stay rooted to our rich heritage, a fire that keeps our earth whole. The cradle of life, foundation so strong, united. To each delicate strand, we create intricate patterns. Each curve is another story, another hidden gem, because we rise and approach our fears like warriors as we celebrate Black lives. There are some things you can never truly understand, like how bright the souls that suffer shine. You run away your whole life not knowing what is chasing you. You knew racism existed, but for so long didn't think twice about it. You felt it was so far removed, a thing of the past. That's how it tricks you. These days, it's not supposed to look too obvious. You straighten your hair, you hid from the sun, you were just accustomed by constant battles of never being enough. Your beauty was the least desired, but the most sought out on anyone but you. Your complexion is desired on anyone but you. They'll never know the type of tribulations that make our soul shine, Black woman. To make our voice heard, the hours to learn how to make our natural hair thrive. The only ones who were constantly belittled for speaking their mind. Black woman, I've never been so proud of us. We will reclaim our time.